I've worked in countless offices where the decor could best be described as depression in 50 shades of brilliant white. We're about to stain and wax the floors, paint the walls, and then fill it full of furniture what we've collected from around France and England. And hopefully everything goes to plan. Yeah, that's not the plaster off. Antique light oak, apparently.
Well, it's not white, is it?
It's definitely not white.
I like the colour, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's going to make the room look very dark.
No, it won't look dark. It faces the sun, doesn't it, most of the day? This paint is pretty good actually, isn't it? We've bought 4 cans of paint and it's surprisingly good, isn't it? It's actually better than some of the paint which costs an eye-watering amount. Yeah, we're really surprised at the quality of it and the colour. So we're really pleased.
Yeah, it's a lovely colour.
It's a lovely colour. It's gone on really well and the coverage is amazing. On the right, our freshly laid pine floorboards are bright, they're the wrong colour and they're shouting I'm brand new. On the left, after a touch of light oak antique wax, suddenly, well, they belong here. The untreated boards, they looked all wrong for a 150-year-old French farmhouse, and we wanted invisible repairs, not shiny new replacement planks. And now, with a mirrored polished finish, you can glide across these boards in your socks, and I know because I've done it, and it's all thanks to a free floor polisher we got from some really generous friends. And plus, with the aroma coming up off this waxed floor, it smells really delicious in here. As you can see, I've been putting the new skirting board on, but what I've got to do now is I've got to fill the gaps behind the skirting board on the feature wall, because yeah, there's quite a gap, and I've also got to fill it underneath the new windowsill. Yeah, and that hopefully just about clears the windows when they open. Yeah, there's not much of a gap, but it's just enough, and hopefully the windowsill doesn't swell up in the winter, because otherwise we won't be able to open the windows. Hopefully, most of the gaps around this window have been sealed, and that will be the first winter we won't have the dreaded cluster fly coming in and plaguing us. We won't be coming in with Henry the Hoover every week hoovering up the flies. Oh, heaven. So yeah, the only remaining job is to go and find my mini plane and just take it a smidge off the bottom of the double glazing so it doesn't do this. Oh, yeah, it's just a little bit too tight. Our wardrobe, let's call it the mighty cherrywood armoire. It obviously didn't like life on wheels whilst removing it from its temporary storage location in the main bedroom, and decided to launch itself off its removal board, and yeah, it's bashed itself into the corner of this wall, and it's obviously knocked a huge chunk of plaster off there, and it's caused a crack all the way up the wall there. And basically, if our walls building skills weren't better than our removal skills, then well, we'd be showering with a wardrobe round our feet from now on, wouldn't we? I've managed to find a lock for the door, and it's the right key spacing to the edge. So I'm just putting a new lock on there, and if I can do it up. Yeah, I can't do it while I'm talking to camera, but we had it in the other room, and you have to take the door frame off the door to get it in, because we reckon they probably took this wardrobe in through the window because it's too big to go down the stairs. And some wardrobes you can take apart, sort of like a really early form of like flat pack furniture, but this one is so heavy and big that, well, it just don't come apart. It's mortise and tenon together and doweled and pegged and glued, so it never ever came apart. So during the night while it was in the other room, we had to tape the doors together, and it used to pop open in the middle of the night. So then we popped our telescope against the door, and it used to swing the telescope around, and yeah, really spooky. And this is the wardrobe that we found the old black and white photos in the drawer, and they were like over 100 years old. So yeah, it's got a mind of its own, this old wardrobe. What height would you like our marvellous down a bit painting out there?
Hold it and you have a look. Go and have a look.
Aye.
Yeah?
Yes, about there I think.
Look.
Set straight, obviously.
Well, obviously.
It's got, what do you reckon that is? A little cat or something? Is that his signature?
A little cat or something, I think.
Yeah. We've got this old table. It's a bit of a family heirloom because it came from my parents, but it's travelled a bit. And it's been stored in barns, it's been stored in attics and things like that. And it's not done it that much good because, as you can see, yeah, some of the joints have parted and they've become loose, and that's not really that good because, you know, this leg is going to wobble quite a bit if I turn it up the right way. So yeah, I've got quite a bit of work to do because this should sit between the two legs like that. It does look rather lovely in its new home. We're really pleased with the way the room's turned out. We're still looking for a few bits of furniture.
Yeah, we want a nice like captain's chair for the desk.
Yeah, and we want a little, maybe a milking stool for using with the telescope.
Yeah.
And anything else we find in like one of the antiques markets or bacants, as they call them in France. Yeah. And the room's really well insulated, so hopefully the heater just barely ticks over in winter. And with the thick stone walls, it keeps really cool in summer. So yeah, that was brilliant for in summer. So yeah, we've done really well.
I love it.
Yeah, we're really loving this space. So it should make just the perfect hobby room. It's so sombre. So yeah, it's a lovely place to be in, really.
Yeah.
So,
in fact, I must get the guitar up and
a guitar stand. Yeah. So that's another thing we got to look for if we can't. So yeah, we keep thinking of little things like that. So so as usual, folks, give us a bit of the old like and subscribe.
He does like that.
And if you find the hype button, give us a bit of that as well. So au revoir, folks.
Au revoir.